So hello and welcome back to my channel, and finally today we have reached towards the nirvana of the Buddhist philosophy. So what actually is nirvana? What actually is liberation? And why do people actually want to get liberated? Why do they want liberation in their life? So nirvana in Buddhist philosophy is the summum bonum, highest good of Buddhism. It is the summum bonum, the highest good of Buddhism. It is discussed in the third noble truth called Dukkha Nirodha, which means cessation of suffering. So we have read the Four Noble Truths. The first one was that there is suffering, dukkha. There is a cost for suffering. Third is that uh, there can be cessation of suffering, and fourth is there should be a path for the cessation of suffering. These were the Four Noble Truths. So in Buddhism, nirvana is not actually inactivity. Nirvana does not refer to the extension of existence. It's just that the dissolution of the five skandhas and the five, because of which you are actually bounded, because of the ignorance which led to the accumulation of these skandhas, and you identify yourself as the skandhas only. So, Nirvana basically does not have a positive description according to the sect of Buddhism, like basically the Hinayans, they mostly favor the negative description of nirvana, whereas the Mahayana, which is the later Buddhist, prefer the positive sense. So we could say that nirvana has two types of gains. First is that there would be no rebirth. You would be free from the cycle of birth and death, cycle of karma as well. And second is there would be perfect peace in this life. So you would be benefited with the infinite bliss the universe has to offer to you. So, Hinian school favors mostly the negative description of nirvana as the cessation of sufferings. For the Hinians, nirvana means the cessation of suffering. There would be no suffering. There's an end to suffering, is what nirvana means to the Hinianist. Later Buddhists or the Mahayana define it in a positive sense as a state of positive bliss. So for them, it's not just a negative connotation of nirvana. For them, it is a positive one, and they try to acquire or they try to be in that stage of nirvana in order to gain the positive bliss. Similar to the concept of Jivan Mukti and Videha Mukti, Buddhism accepts Upadhisesha and Anupadhisesha. So Jivan Mukti and Videha Mukti are two different concepts. For one, it is like you just there's just a cessation of this body, and the other is the cessation of like you are free from this old cycle of Jivan Maran, like birth and rebirth. So in similar terms, Buddhists accept two concepts which are Upadhisesha and Anupadhisesha. Upadhisesha actually is an intermediate stage. In this stage, one achieves nirvana but remains in the bodily form in order to like uh, experience the effects of the past karmas which he had accumulated. Like he has achieved nirvana, but he is not yet fully free of the past karmas. So this is the condition of the arhat who has achieved liberation but still experience the effects of the past karmas. So he is still alive, and this happens during one's lifetime. However, the concept of anupadishesha is the one which happens after death. So this is a complete cessation of suffering, complete cessation of all the past karmas, and you are in a completely free stage, and therefore you achieve full course of nirvana. So unlike moksha, nirvana can be achieved in one's own lifetime. So you don't have to die in order to achieve nirvana. You can achieve nirvana as an intermediate stage and become an arihant according to the concept of upadhisesha. Although you would get anupadhisesha, like you would be free from all the past karmic expressions as well, past karmic impressions as well after death, and this will be called anupadhisesha. So Tathagata are the ones who have realized nirvana. So, moving on, the path to end the suffering is provided by Buddhism in fourth noble truth, Dukh Nirodh Marg. So, the four noble truths given by Buddha are of utmost important to us because these are the ones which actually guide the human lives. They actually try to bring humans into the right track that first is that there is dukh. You have to accept the fact that there is suffering in this world, and you have to just deal with it. There is no shortcut to like eliminate it. You have to go through a certain path. You have to follow certain rules in order to get past suffering and in order to get liberated. The path recommended by Buddha consists of 8 step or rules and is therefore called the Eightfold Noble Path, the Ashtangika Marg. This gives in a nutshell the essentials of Buddha ethics. So these are also form the essential elements of the ethics of Buddha. So what exactly is nirvana? What would actually happen? So this is described by Buddha or the Buddhist philosophy as the extension of a lamp's flame. So like what we're doing or the cycle of birth and death, uh, the flame was able to lit up another flame, right? So now, when you have achieved nirvana, another flame cannot be lit up by that flame, and there is complete end of the cycle of birth and death. So, what are the actually Ashtangika mark, or what are the rules? What are the 8 paths? The first one is the right view, Samyak Drishti. It is defined as the correct knowledge about the Four Noble Truths, as ignorance, consequently, wrong views is the root cause of suffering. The first step includes a cessation. So the first step is the cessation of ignorance. You have to be very sure and you have to have the correct knowledge about the Four Noble Truths. You have to be clear in your ideas about the four knowable and four noble truths in order to eradicate the ignorance built up around you. Second is right resolve. Samyak Sankalp. Sankalp actually means resolve. Strong determination to renounce worldliness, all attachment to the world, to give up ill feeling to others, and desist from doing any harm to them. So you have to be very much determined in your ideas that you would renounce all the worldliness, all the worldly feelings of attachments, and give up the ill feelings towards others and desist from doing any harm to them. This should be your strong resolution. Next is right speech. Samyak Vak. Vak means speech. Abstention from lying, slander, unkind words, and frivolous talk. Right conduct. Samyak Karmanta. Right conduct includes the Panchashila, the five vows for desisting from killing, stealing, sensuality, lying, and intoxication. So you have to follow the Panchashila for having the right conduct. A right livelihood. Samyak Jiva means even for the sake of maintaining one's life, one should not take to forbidden means, but earn his livelihood through honest means. So you should not like fool others or take advantage of them in order to earn your livelihood. So you have to be very sure and very honest in how you earn your livelihood and whatever you do for earning it. Right effort, samyak vyayam, constant endeavor to root out the evil thought, prevent evil thoughts from arising anew, to find the mind with good ideas and retain such ideas in mind. Right mindfulness, samyak smriti, constant contemplation of body as body, sensations as sensations, mind as mind, and mental state as mental state. About any of these things, you should not think this am I or this is mine. So you should be free from all those worldly ideas of your identification of yourself by the things around you. So for example, your body is not you, your identity is a culmination of all other things. It is not just that clearing one exam would become your true identity. This is just a part of your life. So you have to be very sure that in order to attain liberation, in order to follow the Ashtangika mark, you have to have constant contemplation of and distinction of what is body, sensation, mind, mental state, and other things. So body is a body, sensations are sensations, mental state as mental state, and you should not think this am I or this is mine. So have full cessation of all the attachments, even for this exam as well. Right concentration, Samyak Samadhi. After guided his life through previous principles, one enter into four deeper and deeper stages of concentration, which gradually takes him to cessation of suffering. So, after following these seven principles, these seven paths, the eighth or the last path is that when the person enters into the four stages of concentration, which gradually takes him to the cessation of suffering. So, over here, all mental defilements are eradicated. Everything is done. Now you have entered the stage, and this is your end game now. You are now liberated. So, Nagarjuna um, therefore describes nirvana with a series of negatives, that which is not ordinarily, not acquired, not destroyed, not eternal, not suppressed, not generated. So with this we have come to an end towards nirvana. I hope you would have find your calling from this one, and we'll see you guys in the next video. We'll discuss another philosophy. Till then, see ya. Bye.